Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome to the DFS Quarry channel. We're going to discuss the main slate for tomorrow, February 21st. I will edit the video name. I just now see 220. It is the video for tomorrow, 221's games. It's just going to be a solo show tonight, so just JSMiner87 on the Twitter channel, at JSMiner87. Notice, rocking the New Jersey, Winnipeg Jets, Mark Scheifele jersey. Hoping he has a big game for me as I got him in a lineup here. Also, please remember, go onto the Slack channel, leave your email address. We'll invite you to that Slack channel. Get some good insights as well. Did want to mention in a comment on the one feed there, viewer took a Boston San Jose pick that we had the other night, a recommendation to play. Hit for a good amount there, good payout. I think he played one thing. He said $15 for a 117 win, and then I think he said he might have won a big tournament using some of our advice there. So hey, that's great news, and that's what we like to hear about as well. Hey, I guess if you had a bad night, we all have them. So I'm going to use a screen share tonight, looking at the video feed on my cellular device here. Looks like we got better connection here. Maybe maybe Comcast heard my screams the other night. So because Joe's there waiting on our mother to go out and visit tonight, so he's going to be off tonight. He apologized to me. I said, dude, I was out a whole week. You got nothing on me, so I don't mind taking the reins. We're going to use the screen share. Hopefully we can even maybe get into a quick mock lineup build here if I don't yammer too long. Without further ado, we got one person in the chat. Hopefully we can get some more live viewers here and we can discuss viewership and we can discuss tomorrow's picks. So let's go right on to the screen share right now. Once I confirm that that's up and running, we will get into my page. Fortunately, I was able to create my macro here to make my page another, add to my Excel here and give us a little bit more okay, yeah. All right, so I don't mind. All right, guys, first matchup tomorrow. We're going to have the Ottawa Senators traveling to take on the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey Devils are going to be a 142 home favorite with a 6.5 over-under here. So before I get in here, let's go to home. We can see the New Jersey Devils 15, 10, and 5 at home. 3.1 goals for, 2.9 goals against. Averaging about 3.3 power plays a game, 18th in the league on conversion. Taking about 3 1/3 penalties, but killing at 7th best. That's season totals. Go into the away team, Ottawa Senators. We know they are 8-20-1 on the road. 3.0 goals for, 4.4 goals against. That's a high number there. Only drawing about 2.7 penalties a game, converting it midway in the league, about 14th. Only they don't take as many penalties, fortunately, 2.41, one of the lower in the league for taking penalties, and killing it about 16th best. So let's check power play numbers here as well. New Jersey, you can see 37 shots for on the power play, 6 goals for. Looking here, high danger chances, only 9 here in the past 10 games. So not a lot to be happy about there. Let's go down to Ottawa here. 34 shots on their power play. 2 goals against on the power. Yeah, they've scored 7 goals in the past 10. Certainly Ottawa involved in that big, high-scoring affair the other night at Chicago. So maybe they build on that. At least a little more high-danger chances with 17. So that's a little look here. Penalty kills, we can even go through there. New Jersey here. Giving up 5 power play goals. Ottawa giving up 4 power play goals. So overall, I don't know what to think of this line here. Let's first we'll go to the left wing lock here. Follow along with me. We'll see if we can't see the starting goalies for tomorrow. See if we got any confirmations at all, or if we're still on old data. So tomorrow we are going down. We got Anders Nilsson confirmed for Ottawa tomorrow, taking on a projected Corey Schneider. So keep that in mind. Nielsen certainly needs a bounce back game, huh? After that, getting pulled in the first period the other day, it was ugly for him. Also, note Ottawa. I read something about Matt Duchene. They might not even try to play him. Try to keep him healthy for trade value. So keep a watch on that. Certainly, if Duchene's not going to play, that does affect my interest in Ottawa as a whole. But overall, we can go here. Look at this, Marcus Johansson, 4,500. He's coming off a big game. Those that had him the other day against the Penguins, I think he had like 11 points, 11 and a half points or something around there. Marcus Johansson, Nico Hischier, even Jesper Bratt. This top line was a nice play the other day. And being at home, certainly against Ottawa, I do draw some interest. On a 9-game slate, I'm not sure I'm taking this route, but certainly a good play there. Looking at this second line, even Paul Mary shooting enough 6,000 price tag to draw interest here. Like I said, the special teams hasn't been great. You got Zajac with a point here. Paul Mary does have 3 points on the power play as well. Johansson with 2. So look in there. It would be something to consider here. Personally here, I like Paul Mary for the consistency aspect a little bit more. You know, that could be Johansson's, one of his best games of his career or something along those lines. And I believe his name was even mentioned as a potential trade candidate, as he is, I think he's a free agent at the end of this season. So New Jersey might try to trade Johansson as well. Johansson, sorry. I think it's Nashville's guy that is called Johansson. But keep that in mind. That's interesting stuff to keep an eye out, especially as we near this trade deadline here. Hischier at 6,200. Another nice play, getting about 18 shots as well. Going down here, Andy Green, Damon Severson both have upside here to take a chance tomorrow, as well as Ben Lovejoy. Keep in mind, again, Ben Lovejoy, another candidate that they say they may try to move as well, as he becomes a free agent at the end of the season. Like you said, Corey Schneider, I do have interest in Corey Schneider for the win tomorrow. I think New Jersey does get the win against a struggling Ottawa team. And like I said, Matt Duchene here, if he doesn't play, it certainly affects what I like or dislike about this team here. And if I'm Ottawa, I don't blame him. You know, you don't want certainly a freak incident to happen, and he's, on season-ending IR, and they get nothing in return for him, and he walks with nothing. For me, you look at this, I would think that the Devils are going to zone in on this second line here that's been a little bit hot. Brady Tkachuk, Colin White, Mark Stone, been really good. Might give you a little bit of exposure to maybe run this first line here at Bobby, Ryan, Zingle, and Duchene. Could be that way. With the final change, New Jersey, I think that they're going to zone in on this second line that's been really productive. Whether they can stop them, will be a different story. I like to think that they might have a little edge on the as Ottawa does have a bad road record, that I might take a shot here running, even if it is a one-off of like Bobby Ryan or Zingle. I could see that being a play. Going down here, Thomas Chabot, 6K. You could throw him in for certain in this one. I do anticipate them to get 2 to 3 goals, and I look for Chabot to be pretty much in on any of them, really. No other interest in that defense, though. So let's keep going down here. Anders Nilsson, no interest whatsoever. So let's go to the next game here. We're going to have the Minnesota Wild going over to New York, take on the New York Rangers. The Rangers, 15-9-6 at home, 2.9 goals for, 2.6 against. And then Minnesota, 14-14-1 on the road, 2.7 goals for, 2.9 goals against. Let's see if we got any power play luck. Power plays here, we got 7 goals for the Rangers. And where do we at here? Drawing a blank. Minnesota here, 6 goals for on the power play in their past 10. Rangers here certainly giving up 5 power play goals. Minnesota giving up 12 power play goals, guys. There is what I'm looking for in a DFS. This 12 right here, guys. This 12 is a ding, ding, ding. That's huge for me. And look at this. Save percentage on the penalty kill is at the bottom. So let's see what we can do here if we can zone in on these New York Rangers. Keep in mind, another candidate on the trade is, I think it's Kevin Hayes. They may try to move. So let's go over here. I'm going to just open the New York Rangers here. I have no interest in the Wild after back-to-back shutouts. And looking here, Wild 1-6 in their past. Well, let me go to this one. This has the wins lost. 1-6-3 in the past 10, guys. And it hasn't been good. They're even thinking that they may be sellers at this point, depending. They just fell out of the playoff hunt, I believe, as the wild card. So let's take a look. Like I said, I'm going right down to the power play. That's the money maker spot here. It's Matt Zuccarello here. 2 goals, 5 assists, 20 shots at 6,200. Ding, ding, ding. I want him in my lineup. Shattenkirk at 4,100 with those 2 power play points on 2 assists, 12 shots, 9 blocks. Ding, ding, ding. I want him in my lineup. 6,600 for Zibanejad. 4 goals, 1 assist, 14 shots, and 4 blocks in the past 5 games. Ding, ding, ding. I want him in my lineup. You can go across the board here. Maybe Kreider, you see no power play points for him in past 5 at 5,800. A little steep price here that I might stay off Kreider and head to Hayes and just keep it to these 4 guys alone. But this is going to be a good play tomorrow. Do I see them being high owned? No, I don't actually. In this slate, I don't see the ownership being that super high. Pavel Buchnevich, 3,600 on that second power play line at 2 goals, 2 assists. I might take a chance there as well. And I certainly got interest in what I would assume to be Lundqvist. Let's go over here. We got Lundqvist projected. This is 7 months ago. Dubnyk projected for the Wild. Like I said, I don't have interest in the Wild, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to. Oh, here's a report, guys, right over here. I didn't notice this, so pardon me. Looks like we have a trade forward. Charlie Coyle going to the Boston Bruins. It's not been made official, but Donato and a 5th rounder will be heading to the Wild. That is reported by Bob McKenzie of TSN. So if that's the case, really don't have interest on that first line or on that Minnesota Wild game. So let's move right along, guys. We're doing good. Let's keep it going. We have the San Jose Sharks traveling to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pittsburgh, a 120 home favorite with a 6.5 over-under. Pittsburgh, 17-11-2 at home, 3.6 goals for, 3.3 against. A hot game, I think this one will be. You look here, San Jose, 16-12-3 on the road, 3.6 goals for, 3.6 goals against. 4th best power play, getting around 3 power plays a game, 20th best in the league for penalty kills. Power play for the Sharks lately, they have 7 goals for on 56 shots. A lot of shots on the power play there for the Sharks. Unlike the Pittsburgh Penguins, 33 shots for on the power play, but they do have 6 goals for, about middle of the pack, looks like. Penalty kill, the Penguins, it looks like they've given up 6 power play goals. Sharks with 9 power play goals. So a lot of special team opportunity, I think, in this game. Pittsburgh having a little bit of turnaround here. I don't want to say it's good. I still am very scared of the goalie situation here. Not been very good consistent goalie play for me So this is why I have a potential game stack call on this one, guys. A game stack call on the third game of the night. So let's take a look. We know it's going to be expensive. So we're okay with that. You have to be, right? This game could be a GPP winner, that puts you over the top. All right. Let's go. Home ice here. So you do got the top two lines here in play, even that third line. So let's look here. Crosby certainly in play, 2 goals, 9 assists, and 12 shots here at 7,600. He's playing really good, out of his mind. He didn't have much. I think he had like 3.5 the other night and was, or 2.5 even. So he had a bad game really against the Devils with only an assist, but 7,600 against a San Jose team that just gave up 6 against Boston. I'm okay there. Brian Rust playing phenomenal hockey at 5K, still worth it. And 6,500 Jake Gensel here. Do I like special teams? Normally, I'm a special teams player guy here with this team. 6,600 with Letang on that point. 3 goals, 3 assists, and 21 shots. I like that production there. Kessel at 6K with 5 assists and 6 shots. I'm probably fading him out of my lineups. Hornquist, another fade out of my lineup. They're trying. He hasn't had as much ice time either recently. Malkin and Crosby, they are both back in play. Like I said, if you wanted to play that power play line, if you wanted to stick to another way, do it. Just take a look at that second power play unit. I wouldn't have any issues taking like a Bukestad with a Gensel here, and just have some small exposure to the Penguins. No goalie interest here. No goalie interest in this one. Let's go over here. For me, the Sharks, the way I'm going to do this, and let's open it real quick if I can. Left wing lock, we're going to go over to it, and we're going to see line production here. We're going to look at their forwards, past 3 games. We would assume it's probably going to be that Kane line, but let's check it out. Submitting that 3 games here. We want to filter this down and only look at San Jose Sharks. So we got Meyer, Pavelski, Couture, Sorensen, Thornton, and LeBlanc. I think it was Thornton the other day. Thornton had a hat trick, if I recall right. So he's been lights out lately as well. So LeBlanc, Thornton, easily a nice play here on this third line. Going here, Kane, 6,700 with Hurdle and Donskoy. All a nice play here. Donskoy, I wish he had a little more. He's kind of faded from the week he had a couple weeks ago, but I'm okay here. Pavelski, Couture, and Meyer, all a nice play as well. I think it's running 2 guys, 3 guys on, which other way you want a game stack it here. Brent Burns, 7K, 4 assists, 23 shots. Not sure I'm going this way. I'd only run 2 forwards and then a defenseman if I'm going to run Carlson and Burns. I'm not saying they're out of it here. If I run the Evander Kane here, it might be running Evander Kane, Joe Thornton, and Carlson on this second line. And look, that gives you a definite exposure here. You got Kane on that second line, Thornton on that third line, and then your defenseman and Carlson might be a very nice play and not break the bank here. So these 3, some power play points, and I like the chances there. So a very, very positive game here in this one here. Next game up, we got the Washington Capitals traveling to the Toronto Maple Leafs here. Toronto 152 home favor with a 6.5 over under here. Both these teams, not overwhelming DFS value really as of late. Not what we're used to seeing. Washington did come out and get that win, I think, the other night against the Kings, but the game before that, Anaheim with a win over the Capitals. And I did hear that they cut Smith-Pelly on a Washington note on the radio today. So Washington, Smith-Pelly is out there on the waiver wire. So you look here. Do I have interest here? It is 6.5 over under. Capitals on the road. Let's see where they are to be. I don't want to just think it's just last year's here. Washington 16, 11, and 2 on the road, scoring 3.3, giving up 3.4. Not a lot of penalty being drawn here. Only drawing 2.4 penalties a game. Not very much. Taking about 3.5 penalties a game at 22nd best. That does make me think that Toronto's power play might be involved here. Let's take it out. Washington goals against. Actually, no. 4 goals against on the power play or on the penalty kill, near the better side of the league, actually. And then you look at Toronto here, 6 goals for on 59 shots here. A lot of scoring chances, though. 65 scoring chances here. I do like Toronto on the power play, actually, now that I see some numbers like that. Let's see if these are high danger chances, if we could. Yeah, 35 high danger chances here. They haven't been putting them in the net like they should be. 2 of 35 here in high danger chances on the power play here. But for me, I got to think that they can turn it around here. So let's go down here. 6,800 for Tavares. He's really dropped off his value. No goals in 5 games and 3 assists. Getting back to Toronto, now I can't think about it. They just played the Blues, but I'm not sure if the Blues were home or away. I want to say they were away. Or the Blues were home team, I believe. So, Tavares, Marner, Riley, Matthews, Kadri, all these guys are in play. Certainly 4,700 with Kadri. 2 goals and assists and 20 shots is a very nice one. He did leave the game the other day. I had him in my lineup. So keep an eye out on Kadri. I'm pretty sure he's not going to play in this one. Let's take a look if we could real quick. Because he did get a concussion the other day. Yeah, he got a concussion. I don't think he's supposed to play against Washington. And if that's the case, he's a center. One might think they bumped Nylander up or Marlowe up to that first power play unit would be my guess over Kapanen. Janssen's listed here as the injuries and on this line. I'm not sure on that one, guys. I would have to look further into that. And remember, this is a first take. Nylander, he's shooting more. Nylander's shooting more, but still 3,500 for 17 shots might be worth a risk here. But yeah, for me, it's really power play 1. And defense-wise, it's Morgan Riley here. If you didn't want Morgan Riley and wanted a cheaper one, maybe Musin. But I don't know there. I might fade Muzzin there as well. No goal interest for me on, well, check that. Slight interest in Anderson. Slight interest. Going here, like I said, Ovechkin back in play, 7,600 for 8 points in the past 5 games, 24 shots. A lot of power play points. Keep that in mind. 4 power play points. So that's nice to see. Kuznetsov, 2 goals, 3 assists at 6,400 for 9 shots. I wish he'd shoot a little more. Isn't that the story of our lives when we see a guy that much and he's not shooting as much? But I don't know. I'm not high on Washington. The more I review this game, I'd say I'm running Ovechkin as a one-off and forgetting everyone else. I could see, I mean, you look here, Tom Wilson there. Even if you run Ovechkin, I could see running Tom Wilson at 4,900. It's the cheapest he's been. He's got production in his past 5. Wilson could be a nice play with Ovechkin, but that's really the only way I'd run it. I'm not going to run Bronny here. I'm not running Ovechkin or Backstrom. I'm not running Oshie. And the 3rd and 4th line, I'm out on. Defensively here, Carlson, he's in play at 6,100 if you wish. 3 power play points, and certainly on the same line as Ovechkin there for the power play. I could see running that as well. Not super exposure I'm going to have in this one here. This would be if I'm running like six to 10 lineups here. I might get into this game, but the top 4 lineups, I see limited exposure in this game. Next up, we got the Carolina Hurricanes traveling down to take on the Florida Panthers. Florida's 120 home favorite with an over-under of 6 in this game here. And this one here, another great potential for DFS value tomorrow, I believe. Florida having a stellar game the other night with, I like to say, called that one the other day with Petrana, Barkov with a big night, and Huberdeau with a big night. Pretty much every GPP contest I played the other night and saw the front line was mega hit on Huberdeau, Barkov, Petrano. Each of them hit, and I swear it was like a – what was it? I want to say this 3-line stack had 27 points. So, huge game for these guys, and they're coming back to Florida. Well, they've been in Florida, so they're coming back here. They're going to play a Carolina team that I don't particularly care for on the road. So I like these 3 back in play again. I Trocheck, Hoffman, Dadonov. I'm going to say no. Really, I'd pick whichever one's going to be on that power play with the Barkov Huberdeau there. So Dadonov would be my only one on that second line just to get some out, and Hoffman. So it'd be Dadonov or Hoffman just for that power play exposure. It might be Mike Hoffman if I do run this. When I run this team here, though, I run 3 or more guys. Like I said, on the road here, Carolina, 15-13-2, only 2.8 goals for, 2.9 against on the road. Let's just check here. Power plays here. Florida. 6 goals for on the power play, 50 shots. That's a nice number there. 5 high danger goals for on 19. Not a high number on high danger chances, but love the 5 goal conversions there. Let's check penalty kill wise. Penalty kill for Carolina. I don't know why Carolina isn't on. Oh, there they are. Carolina here. They have only given up 3 power play goals here and only 19. Yeah, that's a great save percentage. So not sure I'm going to be. Let's take a look here. Carolina's goalie here. Let's see. Starting goalies. I didn't get the goalies the other game. Anderson's projected and Holtby. That was 7 months ago. 2 months ago, it's projected Curtis McElhaney and Roberto Luongo. If it is Luongo, I do have interest, and I think it will be. They played Reimer the other day. I do have interest in Luongo. It's 7,900. The other day here, I played that Carolina first line. I got bit bad, and it's what really cost me a lot of money here. I had a great stack heading into the night. I needed something out of Aho and Niederreiter and got nothing. Nothing. So do you go back to the well? Do you not go back to the well? I have more interest in line 2 here than line 1. So I would think Barkov's going to pair up against Aho. So that being said, let's check this just a minute. So we got Florida here. Barkov, 2 goals against, 6 goals for. So Vetrano, Huberdeau, Barkov, a really nice look. Carolina here on even strength. They have 3 goals, 1 goal against. So let's go back to Florida. Yeah, I'm going to have to say I really like to go off key on this one and look for a Teravainen, Walmark, Furland kind of combination. You can even head down here to Svechnikov on this third line just for the power play side of things. No interest in line 4. You won't need it with such a big slate. Hamilton, 5,100. He's in play. Also in play is Justin Falk, 5,100. I've played Brett Pesce the other day. Got me like 1.5 or 2 points or something just in shots and blocks. So he worked for me the other night. No interest. I don't have interest here in the Carolina goalie. Ooh, we see that Red Wings are now 4-3. Let's see if I can. I'm getting many notifications here on the game updates here. I don't know why, but nonetheless, here we'll keep on moving on out of this game. We're going to go to the Flyers Canadians as the next game. Philadelphia is on the road to take on the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal is a 130 home favor with an over-under of 6. Let's see the games here. Anasio got the goal with Anthony Mantha assist, and Dylan Larkin, Anthony Mantha. So, okay. Yeah, Detroit's back in action here. Colorado with a 2-0 lead. What is going on here? Why can't I not get a point out of Shifley? Come on, Shifley, get me a goal here. Let's go on here. Getting sidetracked here. Montreal, they said here. Montreal at home, I do like where they are at a 130 here favorite. Philadelphia's been a little bit better. Let's see what their game was. They played Monday, right? Let's see. No, they played Sunday. Yeah, they beat Detroit on Sunday 3-1. Let's take a look here. Like I said, this is Nate Thompson they brought in. I believe it was just personal issues that Dano was out, from what I heard the other day. I'm not sure on the extent of that, if it's still continuing onward or not. Let's see. Gallagher, I like where Gallagher and Druin sit still. Druin, no production in 5 games, but I am okay to play him tomorrow. I look for him to come out with a big game against Gallagher as well. It's been all this line too. Domi, Tatar, and Shaw. Great production from these guys in line two. Do I think they can sustain it? Sure. On home against a Flyers team that has been known to give up goals, I certainly can see that. And like I said, you got power play units, so you can even consider running a Druin and Domi here on that first power play unit. The second power play unit you can see is Tatar, Kotkaniemi, and Gallagher with Jeff Petrie and Mike Riley on the point here. Let's see. Penalty kill-wise, Philadelphia giving up 5 power play goals against here. Montreal giving up 5 as well. On the power play, Montreal only 4 goals for. Yeah, Montreal's power play has not been very appealing. Philly, on the other hand, has been lights out on the power play with 12. So Philly line could be in play. Worth a risk, at least, with 12 goals in 10 games on the power play. Certainly, you can go right down to where they're scoring from. Where do you think it is, guys? Here, 1 goal, 1, 2, 3. So Gostisbehere, 5K with 3 power play points. I like that. Van Riemsdyk, not a lot of production for 5K. I'd rather go here. Giroux, Voracek, 6K, 6,300. I like both those guys. Wayne Simmons, 4,300. Couturier leading the charge, 6,600 for this team. And Konechny at 5K as well with 3 goals in the past 5 games. Provorov, 2 goals and assist, and then 4,600. So look for these power play units, 1 or 2. Kind of take a stand. I wouldn't go more than a pair on this slate, looking at the way things are. But I've given you a lot of options there. Carter Hart, if he is in play, that's what I would think it's going to be. I wouldn't take a chance on Carter Hart. Defensively here, let's see. Not sure. Okay, there he is. There's Shea Weber on power play unit 2. I don't know why Shea Weber's not up here. I would think Shea Weber will be up there. Shea Weber in play defensively, 6,100. Probably not going to take a risk there, but he is in play and deserves a consideration. Next game up, Buffalo Sabres taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning here. No line in this game here, guys. And you know what? I still have interest in Tampa Bay Lightning here. Tampa Bay will probably be somewhere around a 170, 180 home favorite, I would think, as a Buffalo team that's super struggling. I mean, you look here, Buffalo 3-6-1 in their past 10. Look at this. It's Stamkos. Stamkos line is back in with Andre Palat. Don't even mind. Add Yanni Gordon as well at 4,800. So Stamkos, Palat, Yanni Gord, Kucherov. These guys are in play. I don't even care. You want to do Stamkos and Kucherov and throw in Tyler Johnson. That's a completely fine play. I don't see anyone stopping this team from scoring 4+ goals a game, even at what's it going to be? Is it going to be, what is it, Ulmer? Let's see here. Carter Hutton as of 4 months ago. So thought it might be that, what is it, Ulmer? I heard Ristolainen might have been injured the other day. I'm not sure on that. I got to keep following up. Allmarks, the other guy. So keep an eye on that. I also heard that this Nathan Beaulieu is very unhappy with his amount of playing time, but that's not really DFS relevant. Dahlin's not been much of a factor here at 4,500 as well. Really, the interest here, Jeff Skinner, Jack Eichel. These are the only two you should consider playing. Reinhardt on that line, too, is just not as good. You can even take a shot on Evan Rodriguez, 16 shots, 3,800. He might pop an apple for you with that Eichel-Skinner connection. But for me, it's all Tampa Bay, and certainly Vasilevsky is in play. Let's go to the next game. Los Angeles Kings on the road to head into Nashville to take on the Nashville Predators. Somehow this line is the Kings are 115 road favorite with a 5.5 over-under. I'm thinking about going down and betting on this, guys. And the Predators. I just can't see how the Kings are going to beat the Predators, but I got to look and see what Vegas is seeing because I don't understand it. But let's go and look. Nashville Predators. It's Ryan Johansson here, 5 assists in 5 games, 5,600. Forsberg shooting like I like, 25 shots. Arvidsson, 16 shots. Arvidsson, Forsberg, still a viable pairing for me. Yeah, I could see. Let me take a look real fast. Even strength hockey for this Kings team. Why is it not? I think it's LOS. I think it's LOS for the Los Angeles Kings, actually. Okay, LOS. So Brown, Kopitar, and Iafallo has given up 2 goals even strength. I would think that that's going to leave room. Still Forsberg, Johansson, Arvidsson, line 1 there. High cost, I understand, but they are in play here. Boyle on this 4th line. I don't mind taking a look at Boyle and Grimaldi for a cheap option and a GPP, a high participant GPP tournament. Boyle and Grimaldi might be a nice play on taking a chance. And that would certainly allow you to free up to take Stamkos and Kucherov both in your lineup. Yossi the other night, big game, 6,300. I'm still on board with him and Ellis at 5,000. 5,500, Subban, another option. Goal and assist, he is getting a lot of shots, which makes him a viable option at 5,500. Keep going. Pecorine for me is in play. Let's go over the King side of things. I have followed 3,800. You know, these are another couple guys here. Cheap pricing. We do see some goals given up by these Nashville team. You can see Arvidsson, Johansson, Forsberg giving up 1. This second line giving up 2. So maybe you can even make a play or a case for Toffoli and Carter or Kovalchuk here on that second line. And yeah, nothing much else. Clifford, possible apple for you. Austin Wagner, possible goal. If you don't get a goal, you get a 0 for Wagner, really. So it's a chance you take. Dowdy, 4,800. No issues in trying to take a shot on him. For me, these goalies would save you, but I don't have interest in the Kings goalies. Go down here, we got the St. Louis Blues hoping to continue their winning streak, pulling off an overtime win against Toronto, looking for 12 straight against the Dallas Stars team. St. Louis 113 road favorite with a 5.5. For me, it's all Blues again. I'm going all Blues in this one, and it's going to be that first line, guys. Tarasenko, O'Reilly, Shen. Nice price relief a little bit with Shen. O'Reilly, 6,400. His production warrants that value, as well as 7,500 for Tarasenko. I played Bozak and Schwartz the other night. Part of my big success in which I won about $50. Bozak and Schwartz with a big night for me. Sundqvist. Sundqvist actually, from what I heard, has I want to say it's 9 points in the past 12 games or something. Excuse me. So keep Sundqvist in mind, guys. 3,300, a nice value there. A lot of apple chances. Barbashev, 2,500. Another look for a chance as well, as he's, he's usually getting a point there every 3-4 games. So Barbashev certainly a consideration. Pietrangelo, 5,800. For me, he's certainly my upper plays and high-cost defenseman. Parayko, another good choice at 5K. Vince Dunn, 4,300. I'm on board with Vince Dunn as well. And Robert Bortuzzo certainly making a case, getting involved in some action, 10 shots, 7 blocks. Robert Bortuzzo, 3,300, low-tier defenseman to help your case. Bennington or Allen, whichever one it will be. Let's see if we got any confirmations here. 7 hours ago, we got Jake Allen going up against Anton Khudobin. So for me, Jake Allen, he's in play. Dallas side of things, everyone knows it seems to be Sagan Radulov. I still think they could be in play. I'm not going to play these guys. And really, if you want to throw a quarter in that large GPP, that'd be the only reason I can recommend playing these guys. So let's move on. The New York Islanders heading on to take on the Edmonton Oilers. There's a lot of angry people probably in the Edmonton game when they couldn't take out Connor McDavid, who was a late scratch in the last game due to an illness. For me, I don't know what interest I got here. Maybe a goalie. Maybe a goalie. And Islanders are 125 road favorite with a 5.5 over-under here. I do want to see interest here in the Islanders. So I'm going to look. Islanders are on a back-to-back. I believe they are playing tonight, I want to say. Let me make sure so I don't sound like an idiot. Yeah, Islanders are taking on Calgary right now. Calgary is up 2-0. Let's see here. Final and OT here. Yeah. So looking at this, depending on tonight's game really will be whether I take a chance on Eberle, Nelson, Lee, or Barzal and Bailey. Bouvier, like I said, out on that third line. I'm not going to look that way. So far, it's 2-0 at the end of one. So Islanders continue their struggle in scoring, making them hard to really bet a lot on the DFS side of things. Lehner and Grice certainly have been a solid goaltending option, and I think they would be tomorrow in Edmonton. Going on to Edmonton here, it's pretty much Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and Connor McDavid on the offensive side of things. These Cassian and Chasen, if you wanted to have like low one-off possibilities, that's really the only way I would take them. Klefblom, defensively, 5,300. He's worth a shot, as well as Larson and Darnell Nurse. from a defensive standpoint. And I don't think you can rule out running Koskinen or Stolarz, whichever one. Let me just check here real fast once again. Islanders. Yeah, they're not on a back-to-back. I want to say it was Koskinen the other night in the shootout. Yeah, Koskinen played well the other night in the shootout. So I would think they might go back to Koskinen over. Yep, Koskinen's confirmed. And Lehner. So not a lot of interest in this game. Maybe finding that goalie potential. Coyotes and Vancouver will take the last spot of the game. Vancouver at home. They are a 140 home favorite. Another over-under of 5.5. Interesting, I feel confident, a little more confident about playing the late slate tomorrow. The more I look at this main slate versus late slate possibilities. Maybe I'm just a little overzealous at this point, but hey, why not? What's wrong with being confident? So let's take a look. Vancouver here, Arizona. Arizona actually is making a viable case for a playoff run. Let's see where they are. They're 4-5-1, but I think they're real close to that last wild card in the West. I was reading the other day. So Arizona. Let's see what we got. Stepan, 4,800 with 4 assists in the past 5. Archibald, 3,000 for 3 goals. This first line, interesting choice as a nice secondary pairing to give you some point savings. Galchenyuk, Cousins, Keller. I think that's where the Canucks will kind of zone in on and try to squash that line. I think that'll leave room to run maybe a Vinny Hinostroza one-off or a Stepan Archibald Krause kind of combination here. Garland, 4,100 on that fourth line. He does shoot a ton, gets some power play time, I believe, as well. But other than that, really not a lot from this game that I'm seeing. Not a lot. I would take a shot on Kemper or this Vancouver goalie. I'm not sure which way I want to go yet in it, but both of these goalies at this point are still in play for me. Levo and Horvat on that first line, still in play. Looking at this, Pettersson, 6,700, still goal and 5 assists. So his production's still up there along with Brock Besser. So I like looking at both of those guys. You go down here, it's Horvat, it's Besser, it's Pettersson, it's Leva. This first power play unit does look very appealing. It's just they only got 1 power play point between these two guys, so it's hard to really make a case to play strong. But certainly in a late slate, guys, this would probably be where my go-to is a 3-person stack on power play 1 of Horvat, Besser, and Pettersson. If I didn't want that St. Louis kind of play against the Stars, that would be another good item to take over on that late slate. But that's where we're looking, guys. And let's see if we can't see where we're at on the video-wise. 48 minutes we're at. So I think we got time to do a little quick create a lineup here and see how we're doing. Certainly, I really need a wing and a prayer in the last games here. In the Calgary, pretty much the Chicago-Detroit game didn't help me a lot. I didn't have a lot, but I need Winnipeg to really come out in this third period, have a big game to have any luck tonight. So let's take a look here. We're going to use the create a lineup feature, and I'll save it. And like I said, we'll go through it. So, I don't have a lot of no chatters tonight, so at least I'm assuming there's none in here for me. Oh, Cole just popped in the chat. Great to see him in there. I was really alone. So, Colt, welcome to the chat. Glad to see you. You come in at the time you like, as we are now building the lineup that you like. So, Yeah, Larkin and Mantha paid off, I'm sure, for you. I had at least Mantha in one lineup there, but I think I actually had him in the same lineup that I had Jimmy Howard. So that basically nullified itself. But let's take a look here, guys. Like I said, I'm big on running. Let's take a look here. One lineup that I thought of really hitting GPP-wise was trying to run a Stamkos and Kucherov together. You see what that does right off the bat. Really, takes down that average remaining, but I don't mind that. This is the GPP. This is a chalk a little bit right now, but, where we really make or break is looking for that secondary kind of action. You can stack it if you would like, or you can do one-offs to kind of save you money here, depending whether you are in a large-scale GPP or whether you're in a little larger cash kind of play here. So these two, it's a little overwhelming to do on the fly when you haven't totally done the show here. But like I said, Stamkos, Kucherov, I like here. Really what I want to do is zone in on this New Jersey kind of line. Let's see if we can't do like maybe a little third line New Jersey to get some price savings. Blake Coleman here at 4,600. Maybe I just want to go see if I can't find a winger or two here. Johansson at 4,500. Let's just say he has a great game. Once again, follows up that 10-point and add in Jesper Bratt. Both these guys had a real good game the other night. So it builds me up a little bit on the 52-80 side of things. Where do we want to go on the defensive side? That's where I'm going to head, or the goalie side. I know some people go with the goalie and then work their way back. And it's all preference here, guys. And what I look for as goalie is shots. What goalie? Most shots. With a lot of potential for wins. So if I look here, shots against, this is what I kind of want to do on this one here. Penguins are giving up the most shots against. So then I ask, is Matt Murray in play? And I'm going to say no. Next team up looks like 312 Winnipeg. They're not playing tomorrow, so no, they're out. 308 Chicago. They're not playing again. 309 Philly. Okay, Philly. Philly against the Canadians. Nah, I don't like that either. I like the Canadians to win that one, so I'm gonna see what else I got. 308. Let's see. So around 297 Ottawa. I don't like that either. Trying to see what kind of Ducks there now. So let's see if I can get Nashville. So Nashville takes a lot of shots, 315. So Nashville even strength, a lot of shots. Who are they taking on? Nashville at home against the Kings. Let's actually, for the sake of this contest, let's put a Quick in there. Let's put Jonathan Quick in here for Nashville, or for the Kings. Where are we at here? Let's find them here. Kings. Jonathan Quick, 6,900. I like the way that looks. Let's move on. It gives us 48.75 left, and we got 4 spots left. Colt, what are you thinking here? Let's see if we can hit the St. Louis. I know, like I said the other night, St. Louis, it was that Jaden Schwartz here, along with Tyler Bozak. But for me, I'm just going to run Pietrangelo here. A little expensive. Let me go to the D spot. I want him in the D. I'm going to run Pietrangelo, 5,800, and make him a high-priced defenseman for me. So I got a center, a utility, and a D left. I'm going to do one last pairing, I think, to finish off this slate. So when I look, what pairing do I have? And let's see if I can't run a Florida pairing. Let's see if I can't run a Florida or Carolina pair. Barkov is going to be too much. So I think we might be able to run a Let's see if we can't run Dadonov with Trocheck and see what that leaves us. 3K for our last defenseman spot. All right. You're right. Okay. Cole wants to just keep that in mind. I think that Florida's in play here, guys. But Cole says let's take a look over here at this Vancouver spot. All right, Cole. We'll make another one. And you're right. I want to make another one with Florida 1 as my main kind of play. Maybe even it'll be called a cash play kind of thing. But this is like more for me a GPP. 4,500. I'm gonna run for this one here. Let's see if we can't fit Horvat and Besser. Nope, not gonna work. All right, Horvat and Besser is a little too much. Let's check the depth chart here for Vancouver here. The center is what makes it rough here. Gaudette, 2,500. Sutter there, 2,700. Tell you what, I might just use here for Vancouver. It might be a defenseman here running. I always like running Tanev. I don't want to take too much time. Let's just run Troy Stetcher here. Canucks, I don't know. I'm down to what, 53.50. Let's just say we'll do one more quick lineup here, guys, for this. Yeah, you look here. Maybe run Svechnikov here, 4,000. He gets some power play time. You know, and Martin, look, that gives me what left? 3,100. 3,100. I got room. Let's take out my Johansson here. Let's take out Johansson and Bratt. And let's find a different kind of pairing there. Let's go to the Rangers. Let's go to the Rangers depth chart. Because I like where they stand here. I think we could probably fit a Kreider. Yeah, one left. Kreider. Kreider's left. Wish we could add Kevin Hayes, but we can't. Let's just say Kreider and Bessie. Something like that leaves you 2,000. I'm going to save this lineup for a big scale GPP. I'm probably going to make work of that. But that's just a start, guys. I'm going to create one more, like Cole said, and I'm going to do exactly as he wishes because, you know, hey, he's the fan. He's the guy that makes this possible that we continue to succeed and have a good show and build the brand. What brand there might be. So let's go and do that. Hopefully McDavid plays. We're going to do it, though. I think he's going to be back. So right off the bat, move this back down. We're going Edmonton. We will run McDavid, and we will run Draisaitl. So we got them guys left. Like you said, 5,100. A lot of room to maneuver here still. But, you know, Cole, what do you want to make this line? What do you want to make it? Do you want to make this a cash play? You want to make this more of a big, large-scale GPP kind of game? Or let's just think about this. let's just keep with GPP. That's the fun. That's what people want to do. They want to make it. So what lineup's going to give them a chance to become that, bring home that $500 purse? Edmonton's expensive. I agree here, but let's keep attacking Minnesota, because I really think that Minnesota's on a downward decline without Coyle back. I know they might get Donato Gagne for Vancouver, right? Not Vancouver. Okay. Sam Gagne back in for the Oilers. All right, so that there helps for sure to get our average back up a little bit. You know what, Cole? Let's go San Jose against the Penguins here, because I like where that line sits as well. And let's hit that Thornton here for a little bit of savings, and LeBlanc. Both of these guys have had some great production lately, and that's going to bump us up here, guys. This is a nice start, I think, because I think Thornton and LeBlanc will go good against them. And you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop Kane in here too. We pop Kane in. Now we need a goalie and 2 utilities. Let's hit that goalie up. I'm going to go expensive on this one, I think, and I'm going to run Vasilevsky for sure here. That gives us 46.50 defensively here. Easy to work with that. I'm going to run Dougie Hamilton. Gives us 4,200 here. Dougie Hamilton's a nice play to get some points. And I'm going down here. We normally like to see if I can't do a Tampa Bay guy. Ryan McDonough, big night the other night. If Hedman's not playing again, I'm not sure of the status here. But McDonough, I know it says third against here. But played him the other night. Let's see what he got me the other night. McDonough here, last game. Look at this, 2 points. He had me 8 points last game. So big night from McDonough. Maybe he has another big night. So another good way to look. I broke the bank on this one, but, like Cole said for this, you hit the McDavid, Draisaitl, Gagne combination, you're looking at a potential of 19, 20 points there. McDavid with about a 9.9, 7.9 out of Draisaitl. Maybe Sam Gagne gets you, 4.5. So that's nice. And we all know what Kane, LeBlanc, and Thornton can do against a Matt Murray. So I really like this lineup, probably a little bit more than the first one even. You'll be near the bottom here, I'm sure, until that first until that there. And Cole put out a good option. You can even do that. You take out Hamilton there, and you spend it on Klingberg. But, these are good options here, guys. And certainly this has been fun. I do appreciate everyone watching. And now that we're doing the screen share, like I said, it's been fun. It's great. Everyone gets to see exactly what we're looking at. I show you my Excel file that I've worked long and hard to do. So that's where we're at. Like I said, I haven't seen no update that Scheifele got me any goals. So I might have a loss tonight on the record. So that's okay. You win some, you lose some. Appreciate everyone watching tonight. Hopefully we'll have Joe back tomorrow. And, from Pittsburgh, PA, saying so long and good luck to everyone. Have a good night.